Beta co-host Clinton. Okay, so you can take control of the admits. Thanks, great on time. Okay, guys, just going to discuss at 2 o'clock. We'll start with the explanation of the strategy we're going to employ for you guys to do the trade, which we call a straddle trade on the United States CPI, which is Consumer Price Data release at 2:30. So you've got a chat room. Actually, might as well put it up for you guys. Just give me a second. Put up the chat room, the morning chat now. Just put it. Welcome. Oh, so that's done. Yeah. So any questions, you can unmute or you can post on there. Make sure you understand what I'm talking about. So by the time we're ready to place the trade, about 5, 6, 7 minutes before 2:30, you fully understand it. We don't want half trades, quarter trades, buy without the sell or sell without the buy, or still confused, then leave it and then have another bash the next time. We do it the next time around. We're doing about twice a month, non-farms and CPI, both on the US. So make sure if you don't know, don't place it. I will go through it at 2:30, just whenever everyone, but the majority of attended. I'm starting at 2. And just remember going forward, there's a maximum of 100 people in here. So those coming late, there's 100 people already there. They might battle to get in. So it's important to try and come in on time. Okay, now, yeah, some of the guys already done this before. They can pick anything they like, they want to do with, but they use the dollar yen. Excuse me. Marcus, you are indeed. Just let me share the screen. Okay, you guys don't worry about this. All the guys have done the gold a couple of times, a bit of consensus now. We do the dollar yen, so that's what to do. If you want to stay with the gold, the Nasdaq, the Dow, dollar Aussie, dollar, whatever you want to do, there's a dollar involved, or gold, in fact, that's up to you. For the new guys, I'm going to be the dollar yen. If you don't want a couple of instruments, that again is your choice. As long as you know what you're doing, you know your volumes, etc. Okay. This is why I'm spending a lot of time trying to, in my trading room sessions, trying to get through to people. You need to have basic understanding on skills involved in your trading markets. Otherwise, you can come back and bite. Okay, right. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just laughing with Marcus there. Good point. Yeah. So yeah, dollar yen is the one we're going to do. It's 1 minute to go. Don't forget, you can post in the chat line or unmute, and you must understand it. If you clearly don't, you can't do it. I'll try and make it simple. Clinton is there as a co-host, he's admitting, and he knows it as well. If I'm explaining too quickly, it can move up. I can speak a little bit on the quick side. I've done it several times before. I sometimes go too quick, or I'm not explaining it properly or correctly or whatever. Clinton's a very polite gentleman. He'll dip a man and say, do you mind if I explain? And he will maybe, if you don't mind, Clinton, try to make other people understand it. There's no point in me, talking away if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, and then you place a trade wrong or not at all. Defeats the object clearly. Okay. Hope we're all good with that. Now, it can get quite quick. We've already got another 25, 24 minutes to go. It started at 2 o'clock before we're placing the trade. So I need to, my mind is speeding up a little bit to contribute to that, because if it's a big difference, it's going to be quite something. Right. Now, the US CPI data release coming out at 2:30. You have an expected and you're going to have an actual. Let's just look what the expected is. The expected, you have a year on year, you have a month on month, you have a core, you have the normal CPI. Just stick with that confusing stuff, the normal yearly one, not confuse you anymore. It's expected at 3.1%. So they're expecting the consumer price index has gone up. The prices, in other words, have gone up by 3.1%. Now, what does that mean? It means if it comes out, the actual release of the data at the same figure, you might get a bit of confusion in the price action. I can't control that. What the market does, I cannot control. So if it comes out exactly the same, which is done before, You can get a bit of jumping around, a bit directionless. Sorry about that. That's the way it goes. However, if it comes back above 3.1% on the CPI year on year, that's the one I'm referring to going on. I know there's different ones. Above, it's going to be considered inflationary. How the market reacts depends on the difference between the actual and the expected. So in other words, the small difference, we'll have a jump. If it's a large difference, it'll have a bigger jump, and it'll be immediate. You'll see a spike either that way or that way, depending. Now, the US dollar will strengthen, not will, but high percentage likelihood, there's nothing guaranteed in this world, strengthen if the CPI figures are higher than expected, and if they're lower, the dollar should weaken. Okay, so if it's much lower, a little bit lower, come off, a lot lower, it might shoot off. And the same the other way around. We don't know this information, but we want to take advantage of the release of this figure because it is a big difference. Remember this, I keep saying it, expected 3.1. If it is 3.1, it'll jump around a bit. It's not a happy chappies here. Happens. I can't control that. What will happen if it's above, and how much is above or below and how much is below, we'll see a jump. We don't know what that jump's going to be, but it'll be quick and we've got to react to it. So what do? Do we know it's going to go up or down? No. So we put what's called a straddle trade, buy stop, sell trade in there. So how do we do it? We go to the US dollar, in this case, the Japanese JPY, make sure it's on the 15-minute. Okay? Once you've done that, you've got to know what volumes there are. Now, it staggers me, people go shopping without knowing their budget. Well, it staggers me even more if they do this without knowing their volumes. And then they'll say, with 100 people in the room, what volume should I put in? How on earth would I know that? You got George on R1 million, you got Sally on 10 Rand, 2,000, 5,000 Rand or something. You get the idea. So it's incumbent upon yourself to understand how to operate the platform, how to modify stop losses, how to manually close, and how to work out what volumes you're going to put in. Now, I'm going to give you the figure which you can extrapolate on for the US dollar yen. It's going to be 80 Rand per micro. What's a micro? 0.01. So you work out the amount of balance, how much you're going to risk, and then you can extrapolate that from 80 Rand a micro. I can't put it any simpler than that. That is the way you've got to understand it. If you need more explanation on that basic arithmetic, maybe Clinton can help. But you work out your volumes. So everyone's got different volumes. So I've got a little bit more volume, some bit slightly bigger, and I've already worked it out. Never mind my volumes, what I do. You do hopefully correctly by working out 80 Rand a micro, 160, 2 Rand, 520 will be 4 micros, depending how much money, how much percentage you're prepared to risk your balance. Hope that's all clear. Right, now what we do then is we go to the dollar yen, obviously open up a new order. You change from market execution to pending order, and then in this case you're going to put a buy stop in there. Now what figure are you going to put up there? Quite simple, 10 pips above the market, and 10 pips above the buy, and 10 pips above below. Right. Number one, we must make sure neither buy or sell is going to get filled before 2:30. What does that mean, get filled? Means taken up. So if you place the order now, I'm going to close that quickly, and it shoots up and hits you on the buy, and this is still open, that's not going to work. These buy and sell must be above and below at the stage when 2:30 the data releases, and that will be clicked in. If that occurs, you immediately delete the sell stop. So I hope that's clear. If not, we'll do it again. But please react to it. Don't think and hope it's just going to download into you, because a lot of people seem to think that way. No, you've got to react and learn from it. Okay, right. So market execution, pending order, buy stop we'll start off with, and then we're going to put the volume in. I'm going to put in, never mind mine, you put in yours. 0.5, no, I'm talking 0.5, I got the wrong one there. Let me work it out. 80 bucks. 800 is 10 to 25. Okay, then I'm going to put the price I'm going to go in at. What's 10 pips above that? I'm going to call it 140. Sorry, I'm going to call it 139. 10, I said 70. Okay, ignore the point. We're going after pips. This is a point, that's a pip. Ignore the third decimal place. Okay, then I'm going to place the order. Now, I'm going to right click to make sure I don't get filled so I can see it. There's my buy stop. Then I'm going to go to the dollar yen again, and this time I'm going to go to market execution, change it now to a sell stop, right? Volume stay, right? And what's 10 pips below? 139 minus 10 on 54 is clearly 40. Okay. Now I've got the sell stop, buy stop in. Right. Let's say the figures came out and it's good for the dollar. It shoots up. That buy's taken in, up it goes. Then you can put your stop loss TPs or whatever you want to do. Don't have to do it now if it's taken in. If this comes shooting down, sorry, if it goes shooting up, then you delete this. First of all, you get rid of this. You delete the placed order, the pending order of the sell stop, and you put your, and then you put in your stop loss TP. If it comes flying down, hopefully it'll come flying down. We want movement, guys. Fix this in down here. You delete this guy here, and then you can put your stop loss and TP. Watch it move, and then we'll see what happens to see when we can take profit. Are we good? If you want to trade the Nasdaq, you can if you like, but it's different on the Nas. It's more volatile, bigger spreads, and it's 25 pips above and below. Okay. And when you say can, you can do the, I don't know, Oracle, not open bit push. You can do silver if it turns you on. You can do the pound Japanese yen, not much good. You do what you like. I'm just suggesting this one, but other guys can choose what they like. I mean, Chris is going to be doing this in the gold. Some other guy will do the Nasdaq and the euro dollar. As long as they've done it before, not what the hell's going on. It's funny, guys. Don't get cute when you start. That's all I'm asking. Just get this down a bit. Not to get filled. I'll play around with it. Okay, so have we got the idea on that? Because I've got, it's only 10 past 2. I can do it again if people are not sure how it works. I know Farney and one dealer have done it before. I'm talking about new guys in here. Okay, sorry, Farney's trying to help. If I'm looking at the screen, I've got two screens, some for the chat line's on the screen in front of me, and this is on my right. I'm staring at the right where the chart is, I might miss it. Farney or Clinton, somebody can quickly jump in and assist. Okay. Okay, this is completely separate to the normal signals. If you're on the Japanese yen, don't worry about it. This is completely separate. Okay, right. It's called a straddle trade, where we're using a pending order above and below the market. Right, that's the market price. 10 pips above, 10 pips below, waiting for a data release, which is very important, and which is going to affect the world. It's a US, very important, affect the world. So we don't know it's going to jump up. If it jumps up, that you'll catch that. You're in. Nice one. Profit. Nice one. If it jumps down, great. You're in. That one is not. You're not in that one. So we call, if unfill means, I don't know how to put this. If the market, if it hits this one, this is clearly unfilled. You hit it. If this one gets taken in and this order gets filled, this will therefore, by definition, be the unfilled order, and then you delete that. Hope that's all clear. I'm trying to make it as clear as I can. So, right, you work out your volumes, 80 Rand a micro, okay? Then you place the volumes you want on the basis of extrapolate from 80 Rand a micro. You can put in a stop loss after the order's filled, after you deleted the unfilled order. Okay, don't worry about stop loss at the moment. Worry about that just now. If neither's filled and nothing happens, you delete both and forget all about the dollar yen. Okay, we're just talking if an order is filled. If it comes out and nothing happens, then you delete both and then you go about your business. Okay, once taken in, Buy's taken in, you delete the opposite unfilled order, and then you can place your stop loss or whatever you want to do after that. Okay. Right. Now, the market will move. It's not going to wait for us. So we're going to do another one. I'm going to delete this one. These are placed orders. I'm just going to, sorry, wrong way. I'm just going to delete them and do it again. Don't do it now. I'm showing you how to do it. I'm showing you how to do it. I'll tell you when to do it. It'll be just before 25 past, because you might get it filled. Okay. Right. Go to the Japanese yen 15-minute chart. Double click. Make sure the order comes up. Put your volume in, not this one. Put the volume you've worked out for yourself. 80 Rand a micro. What you want to risk. Right. 0.01's a micro, by the way. Market execution, you change to buy stop. Pending order, buy stop. Well, then you place the price. What is the buy price? Not the sell price. We're going to buy stop. The buy price is 139.64. Ignore the 2.64. What's 10 on that? Well, hope we do that. 139 point, what's it, 64, call it. I'll make it 74. There we are. Okay, well, that's 63 now. Anyway, that'll do. 139.74. And then you place the order. You see, that's now there. It might be an idea to right click and see the trade by clicking on that, so you can see it visible there. Okay. Then you go to the dollar yen, go to volume as per normal, go to your pending order, and this time you're going to go to sell stop. And then you're going to go 10 pips, not below the buy, below the sell price. That's going to be 139 minus 10. That's therefore going to be, what's it, 46? 46, that'll do. Not be exact, you don't know, I've got the wrong one now. Put the decimal point in, beg your pardon. 46. Right, and then you place. So I've got to order 10 below and 10 above, plus minus. Right. Then when I placed it, which is not now, just before about 25 past, you've got to give yourself 5 minutes to place the order. You don't want half it placed, the data release, then you've got a problem. Make sure the straddle trade, as I've shown you, is placed, and then wait. 2:30, this kicks in, down it comes. You delete that, and then you put your stop loss and TP. If the buy kicks in, you delete the sell, and you put the stop loss and TP, and you run with it. Okay. Have you got that to me, everybody? No, you've got it, Peter. What about to me? You got it, brilliant. Right. Anybody not got it? Good. I need feedback. Thank you, NK. I need feedback. You've all got it now. If you haven't got it, say so. Because if you haven't got it, you still go ahead and place the wrong one. You might come back and financially fight. I'm just going to move this down a little bit because it's not going to wait for us, the market, and I don't want to get further. So I'll just put that down a bit. Hey, good to see you. Good to have you back. Got it, Sergeant. Sorry, Marcus. I don't want to be snotty, but I've been promoted general. So, yeah, I've got to call me general now. Just joking, guys. Didn't get it. Good stuff. Let's try again. I'm just going to delete these orders and do it again. Right. It's going to be a straddle trade, completely independent of normal trade. It's not a buy trade. It's not a sell trade. It's totally independent, making use of an important data release happening in 15 minutes. So I'm going to do this fairly quickly because the guy's going to place the trade. So last explanation. Right. Okay. Where were we at? Dollar yen. Double click on it. Put in 80 Rand. I don't know what you got in your account, guys, so you're going to work it out. What your volume want to put in on based on 80 Rand is 0.01, 160, 0.02. You get the idea. 240, 0.03. What's 320, 0.04, 400, 0.05. Please, you should be able to do that. Okay, right. Then you put in the buy stop, pending order. Like doing this. If you don't operate the platform, you shouldn't even be here. You need to get a platform trading. Okay, right. Then you put in the price. What's 10 pips above the buy price? That's clearly 139.73, because it's 10 pips above. So 73, correct? Yeah. And then I'm going to go to the sell stop, and I'm going to go and put in a market execution and change it to pending order, change it to the sell stop, wrong one, change it to the sell stop. And then I'm going to put in the volume, which should be the same, defaulted. What's that say? 58. So I'm going to put 139.48. Got it? And that's 10 pips below there. Place it, and then it appears here. All right. And then wait. Now that is placed. Okay. Then, of course, once it's placed, then you wait. Make sure it doesn't get filled. It starts moving up for upwards to that's getting filled. Move that out of the way and move this up a bit. You need to keep the distance more or less the same between the two, and none must be filled before the 2:30 release. If one is filled before, you've got a problem, booster. So make sure neither of them are filled. When one of them is filled after the release, you cancel, delete the one that's not filled, and then you put the stop loss, etc., in from the one that is filled, and hopefully follow it up. What is going to happen? I haven't the slightest idea. Nobody knows. All I'm hoping for is going to be this time a big differentiation between the actual and expected, so we get a good reaction. When the bigger the reaction, the bigger the price profit potential, which will hopefully put a lot of smile on your face. If it comes out and not much happens, it hovers around a bit for the first 20, 30 seconds, you see it's going nowhere. I hadn't happened yet. Then you delete both. I just hope we're not going to get a whiplash where it takes this in and comes off again, because it comes out exactly the same like it did a couple of times, and people don't know what to do. If it comes out to expect, it's going to jump around. I can't control that. Nobody can. We're waiting to see what happens. Do you know what the weather's going to be or the gold price going to be in 6 months' time? We don't know. The rest, it's all guesswork, and we don't know. So we're going to only know afterwards. It's coming up to 20 past. We've still got a few moments left. Any questions? Thanks, Marcus. Yeah, so you can see what's going on, Nikki. Example, let's put on the weekly. Does that help? Can you see what the hell's going on there? When you're driving along in your GPS, you zoom out, otherwise you can't see what's going on. Just zooming out. Yeah, you can jump around a bit. It's not the market's not going to wait. It's guys getting out of the market all the time. Trillions, millions of people trading, all getting out all sorts of time. It's important because all over the world, including Japan and Australia, waking up to do this. It's important. And there's guys trading, they're not even had a CPI. Complete beginners don't know. They're always going to get market movement. It normally slows down before the release. So you just make sure you gaps there. That's not going to stop for you or me. It's going to move around. Hopefully neither of them. Yeah, except it's different if you're doing the NAS because it's a bigger spread and it's more volatile. So you can do the NAS. You've got to be aware of that. If you're not aware of that, stick to this. 10 above, 10 below, Howard. I don't know what's safe or loss. I know what you're talking about there, I'll be honest. There's risk in this business, and we're trying to use them at trade. Yeah, that's no problem. No problem, Mark. You know what the score is. Can move this down again. Don't want to get filled. We'll move it down here. Actually. Okay, all good. So that's the straddle trade. We can only see what works out afterwards. A couple of minutes more. Any questions? Can give another 2-3 minutes before you start placing the trade. Akona, you came in far too late. There's no, actually, yeah. I've explained before, explain again, but it'll be a bit rushed. So you've got to be on the ball here. You've got to pick it up quick or you're going to miss it again. People, you've got to be on time. If you can't, rather not bother. Because if you don't understand the trade, you come in 3 minutes beforehand, how can you learn? I mean, you know, just not giving yourself a chance to learn how to place it. Okay, so yeah. Nothing to do with the trades. Nikki, what's happened with other trades? I don't know what trades you're in on. That's irrelevant. We're talking in this particular session about a straddle trade, which is completely different. As I explained to the trader room this morning, even if you're dollar yen at the moment, that's a completely separate trade. This is a straddle trade. It's separate. So concentrate only on this one. Don't worry what the other stuff's about. Very important. Anything you want to add to that, Clinton? Because I know I'm going maybe a bit quick because we've got to watch this and watch that and watch the time. But if anything you want to add to that, to maybe sort of simplify it a bit more or some of that, some of the guys not quite on what I'm on about, not understand what I'm on.
Roger, all good. Okay. I'm sure everything's fine.
Okay, fine. Coming down a bit, so I'm going to move this. You don't have to do this. Make sure you haven't placed it yet to trade, so don't panic yet. I'm just keeping an eye on it there. Don't worry about me. I'm just keeping a bit of distance there. Right, 24 minutes past. It gives you 6 minutes to place the trade. Hope it doesn't get filled. Please don't do that anyway, because I'm not sure I was getting the concept yet. It's just coming up to 24 minutes past. No more explanations. If you got it or you don't have it. If you came in late, don't have it. Well, sorry about that. You came in late. That's the idea. Why we have it at 2 o'clock, not 2:20. You get the idea. So yeah, just give it a few more seconds. Just want to wait. So you all got it ready to rock and roll. If you understand what's going on, place it straight away. Okay, I'm just worried about the other guys placing it and then it gets filled and I don't know what's going on. So, but if you know what the score is, place it whatever you like. You know what you're doing. Okay, guys, you can start placing the trade now. Whether it's this one or your own one, whatever you want to do. But if you're new to it, try this one. Start placing your trades now. Buy stop, sell stop, get your volumes in, 10 pips above, 10 pips below. And then don't forget, at the DARD release, just over 5 minutes time, delete the one that's not filled. I hope we're going to get a nice differential from the expected. And if that occurs, we might get a movement and there'll be some very happy smiles going into the afternoon. And it make my day as well. I'd like to see you guys do well. You place your trades now, okay, guys? Let Andrew. Okay, Andrew, you know the score. You placed it. Start placing your trades, Andrew. You know the score here. You know your volumes. You know what to do. Good stuff. I hope you're all placing your trades now. Another 5 minutes to go. You don't have to rush it. Make sure it's right. So I say give these 5 minutes so you can check and make sure the trades are right. If you want to see these arrows, you right click on the screen and you left click on trade levels and you'll see them there. How's it, Vicky? Welcome back. It's exciting stuff. I like your attitude, Chris. I think it's exciting, yeah. It better be when the release comes out. Hey, Well, I hope it's going to be a bloody storm, a proper bloody storm. I want a decent direction. I want a nice movement. If it's 3.1, I want to come out at like 2.5 or 2.6 or 3.5 or something. A decent bloody differential between 3.1 expected. I know there's core CPIs, monthly, yearly, whatever. I'll explain that in the trade and the differential. Just worry about that. I want a differential. Can't predict anything, Skip, Chris. I have no idea. No one. Remember the ADP was much, much higher, and then the non-farms came lower. No idea. I can tell you what I predict. I mean, you might be biased in that direction, and I might be completely wrong. It's guesswork. I tell you, it's a total guess. I think it's going to be slightly lower, but it's a total guess. It could be higher. Whatever way it is, higher or lower, I don't care, as long as a big difference between the expected and the actual. Then hopefully, in theory, the market react with some decent bloody movements. That's what we're after. 2 minutes and counting. Well, Dirk, because you take the trouble to find out and know what you're doing. You're a pleasure to have on board here. After this, I'm going to put my contact details and the trading room Zoom ID, because if you don't attend, you might battle to understanding certain basics of trading. So I know that because I see most people who don't attend the trading room are making some little mistakes can easily be corrected, which I can help you with. But just don't ask me what the dollar's going to do or the gold price is going to be in half an hour or in 10 minutes time. We can only take a view, but we don't know exactly. Make sure you're not full. Move that up slightly. It's already ready. She's jumping around a bit, waiting. Don't get filled before the release. How many seconds? Don't fill me. Just coming up. All right. Aha! Delete. Sorry. Delete your buy stop. Before you do anything else, delete the buy stop. Right. Now you're in. Okay. Let it move a bit. I'm going to check. It takes a bit slow to react on the economic calendar. No, it's already reacted. It's slightly below. Not much. I'd hope a little bit more below. It's 0.1% below. Yeah, and yes, it's below on all of them. So that is now fine as non-inflationary, so we've got a weaker dollar. So you should be in profit if you've done this properly and you deleted your buy stop. Now, if you want, you can put your stops and sells in if you like. I can watch it. I know what I do. I've done it before. I know what I'm doing it. It's a bit more experience. You can play around and put your put what's the difference now? 85 to 13. It's about 25 in profit. So hang on a second. I get the stop in. I get this a little bit quick for market. Yeah. If you got in at 139.14 or something, you can put your stop at 139.15. What make it stop at 139.14, and then you're virtually covered. You get my idea. If you get your stop at entry, you're covered. And there's still a bit of a gap. Mind is jumping again. I don't want to get too close. I don't want the stop loss be close than 20 pips because the noise might knock you out. So just hang 5 a second. If you're scared, you want to take your profits, up to you. But just you've got to think in your feet a little bit. If you look at the dollar index, see if we're getting any reaction there. It takes a bit of time to follow through on it. A bit slow to react. If you get a decent movement down on the dollar index, we should get some more movement down on. So don't panic as yet. I know you're still in the profit. It's jumping around. Why is that happening? There's a large amount of guys in very, very large institutional positions who are getting in, getting out and taking that profit. You might think 10 pips a squat, but if you've got a very large amount on, that adds up to a lot. You get the idea. So that's big players getting in and out almost on the computer, very, very quick, very, very experienced. Been doing it all the bloody time. So don't worry about little jumping around. Give this thing a chance. Okay. Give this thing a chance. It might start taking a little bit more. While you're thinking, I hope you're getting the conception of what's going on here. It seems to want to go down more. If I can take out, maybe get down about 70 on, we can definitely get that 138.70. We can definitely get that stop modified to break even. And then you're taking all risk out of it, and then just a matter of how much profit you're going to make. Good. Just, you know the score about stop losses. Don't get it too close. 37 is a nice wide one, Brady. You might well get there if the dollar continues to weaken. That I don't know. It's a long way away. It's 170 pips away. It's got to be seriously bad news in the dollar to get there in one shot. There'll be some ups and downs, a lot of them, before it gets there. But that'll do if you're holding a long term. You can always play around with it. That's good enough. I can't see at the moment on the 15-minute. But guys who understood, got what I'm in, did the yen, like I said, will be in a profit. Any questions, guys? You see how profitable it can be, quick. You see what I mean? It's exciting. It's worth attending to learn on this. Yeah. I think you can modify your stop, guys. I think you can start off with 15 and 10 to 25. Make it 139.10, 139.10. Aha, Nikki, I thought you'd like it. Gold's doing okay, Marnie. Good. Marnie's done it before, so that's great. It'll jump around a bit. Why is it jumping around? As I said, big players getting in and out. They're taking a bit of profit. They've probably made a few million in that little movement, taking it. And if it jumps up to around again, they'll probably go selling again. So just hang 5 for the moment. If you're getting too scared, you can take it, but we might get a bit more out of it. I'm going to stick with it for the moment. I think you can put it 139.10, 139.10. If you do that, then you're covered, whatever happens. You stop that, you won't lose. I'm hoping you're going to make a profit, but at least let's take the loss out of the equation, if you see what I'm getting at. That's what I like to hear. Wow, wow, wow. Awesome. Smile, 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 smile. This is what I hear from you guys. Encourages not just you guys, encourages me. It means people are getting the concept, getting the idea. You know, NAS and a buy. I don't know how you manage that, my friend. Don't know. But if you haven't done it before, I don't know why you did the NAS. Stick with this. And the NAS is much more volatile, can be sometimes a little bit independent, much wider spreads, different, not 10s. You've got to be 25 pips above and below, completely different. So you haven't done it before, stick with the one we're doing here. If we're doing the NASDAQ, I was doing it, then you can follow me. If you're doing the same parameters on the NAS, the dollar yen, then you're going to come unstuck. It's a bit close. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know where this. I don't know where that's going. I'll look at it now. Where's the CHFJPY? You can't put a stop loss there. If you're going short, you can. If you're going long, you can't. Put it 139. 139 for the. What are you talking about? It's 158 on the Swiss franc. I don't know what to talk about there, to be honest. There's no 139. Where do you get 139 from? I don't understand you, Alcona. Just want to get more movement. It's starting to react on the DXY, on the dollar index. It's starting to show a bit of red coming off. So at the moment, I think stick with it. Well, you got your stop where it is. If you enter, I don't know. We're talking about this one here. That's completely separate entity, Kona. If you're the Swiss franc JPY, which has got nothing to do with this trade whatsoever, and you already entered from before, you got your stop loss, stick with it. Okay. Don't alter it at all. It's not in a profit mode, unfortunately. It's not a trading room. This is a CPI straddle trade session to try and make use of the data. Hence the wows. You get the idea? It's not a trading room where we discuss other details. We've got all the time in the world then. This we've got to keep an eye on because it's quicker moving. What's the NZD CAD? Is it coming off? Or is it going up? I don't know. I'm in that still. Not coming off a bit. Let's have a quick check of it. Is it coming off? No, it's going the opposite. Should have been stopped out then. A CAD, for some reason, seems to be in sympathy here with the dollar. Yeah, that's going to happen, unfortunately, because it's in sympathy with the dollar Canadian. That's what I said before, Mark. It's better to get your, if before a big release, get your stops to protect you. CAD Syria shouldn't really. I discussed that with Clinton earlier on this morning. I think it's a separate economy, but I think there's such close neighbours. As mentioned, like Donald Sutherland and Justin Bieber and Pamela Anderson and whatever, all Canadians. People think they're Americans. It's such a similar culture. I think maybe it just seems, and it's a small neighbour, small economy, smaller population, although a bigger country. I think it seems there's some sort of psychological follower of the dollar. So if the dollar US comes off, the Canadian seems to follow for whatever reason. So it's not, I don't think it's a direct correlation. I think it's more a psychological correlation. Okay, Brady, you're getting the idea. That's fine. You see, Brady and these guys are regular traders. They're getting this practical knowledge. You know what I mean? Oh, well done. See, Mark said he modified in case. That's experience in the trading room. It's not just sort of holding your nose and jumping in the water, hoping for the best. Yeah, I think so, NK. Stick with it. As you see, I'm still in. That would disappear. If I take profit, if I get out of it, that will disappear. I'm just to see if I go about 137, it might get there. If the dollar continues to weaken, I think the yen strength, that's why I use this one. I think it's a bit undersold. I think oversold. I think we might get some yen strength coming in. So it could get there. That's a long way away. So I'm going to stick to see at least get down another 20, 30, 40 pips or so. And that would be very big smiles. Thank you, Tumi. First time, eh? And he likes it. Good man. No, it's not enough bigger movement. Canadian is small fry. And I don't think you get enough volatility to make the hassle worthwhile. But play around if you want with a very small position, you might get lucky. Out. Look at the DXY now. DXY has come off nicely. It's a bit lagging. I'm talking about the dollar index. I'm just going to copy and paste it for you. So you got it. Gold trade is almost to my TP. It's moving so far. That's what I say. It's quick. It moves it. Absolutely brilliant. Just a second. Just going to copy and paste this for you. So you guys don't have it. This is the dollar index I've been talking about. Sorry, Martin. Sorry, give me a second. I'm still on quite a fast-moving Zoom session here. I can check out your image just now. I can't check it out now. I'll have to check it out after the session because I'm doing this at the moment. But I'll certainly do that, Martin, with pleasure. Right, that's the dollar index. You need to copy, paste it, and keep it because that gives you an idea what's happened with the dollar. You see the dollar's coming off beautifully, so stick with your trade. We might get some more movement down. Okay, Antonio, that's great stuff. It gives the economic calendar. You might not have that, so I'm going to give that to you as well. Copy, paste it, keep an eye on it. Every day I trade, I get up in the morning, I open up my computer, obviously, sorry, it's two tools at once. And then what I do is I put these up so they're minimized and handy. Or I have two screens, a chart on one and the dollar index and all the other stuff on the other screen. I can flick over. I keep them handy there, keep an eye on them. Well, Clinton, you well done, mate. I'm pleased for you, I really am. Thank you, Mark. I was joking about the general, call me Roger, I think it is. Hang on, no, let's go back to general. 1 star or a 4 star, Marcus? Got to get this right. No,
Hello, Roger.
Yeah, go for it.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, not too bad. Just a
That's
second,
good.
move this out of the way. Yes, great. Who's calling?
Nzuzo.
Oh, Nzu, of course, you recognize the voice. Yeah, how's it, Nzu?
Good, how are you?
Okay, fine.
Listen, gold moved very, very nicely. But I want to ask you, is it advisable to catch it when the buyers are selling or they're closing their positions?
No, I wouldn't get too cute with that, no. But buying a short covering bounce, hitting the high, expecting to take profit, sell back, which is likely to happen, going against the trend, it's likely to happen. You don't know the extent of it. I've done it a couple of times and been okay, but even I find it a bit nerve-wracking. When you're first at it, putting around, I suggest rather miss out on that. That's step 4, 5, 6 down the line to play around with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get cute on step 5 if you're still learning step 2, 3, 1 or 2, whatever. You get the idea. There's all sorts of ways you can play around doing stuff, but that's when you're really on top of the mat behind it. Most guys are back on stand contract size. That's why I explained a lot of that in the session this morning in the trading room. Once till you got the basics behind, don't try and do the advanced driving course, you get the idea.
Yeah, I do. No, I get it. Thank you.
Now, just by sheer bad luck, I traded over the dollar yen from the goal last time. We all thought it was a good idea. And sheer luck of the bad luck of the draw, the gold seems to have done better. That's just a bit of bad luck. Pity, we should have stuck with the gold, eh? The gold did better than this. But we don't know till it happened. We've always got to contend with commentator's curse or Murphy's law. But yeah, it's coming back a bit, but I'm going to stick with it. My dollar is still coming off, so give it a time. There's some guys getting in and out, going to jump around a bit. You got your stops protecting you. It might have stopped out. Is it? Yes, you might be stopped out with nothing happening. Pity about that. I haven't put my stop in yet because I still think it's downside. I'm trying to protect you guys who are doing it first time from a loss. So if you've been stopped out at break even, at least you got the idea, and next time with more experience you can play around with it. Okay. My job with the first time players is to make sure they don't take a loss. After that, it's just cherry on the top. When you're doing a few more times, like myself or Clinton or some of the other guys, then you can start playing a little bit more around with it. Okay, good. It'll be the non-farm payrolls first Friday of August. Okay, patience. Well done, Hector. I see you got the idea in golden as well. I am very pleased. I want to do good stuff with you there because I think you've got a lot of potential there, and I'm very pleased about that. Good stuff. Put in the effort. Glad it's paid off. Okay. Any question, guys? It's slowed down a bit now, so we don't have to panic. Oh, yes, my number. Okay, it's Roger. Trading support. Remember WhatsApp, because it gets quite busy. If it needs more details, I'll call you anyway. 061 529 3431. Clearly, I only can help people who've got a funded account, not a demo account. When I say funded, I mean $100. I'm in a funded account. Okay. Then you got the number. I can assist you. That's what my job is. And what else I want to put down? I forgot now. Oh yes, trading room. Just give me a second. I'm going to copy and paste the trading room Zoom ID. If you don't come to it, you're going to have a problem because I can see a lot of people are making basic stuff, and I want them to overcome that problem by joining in the trading room. That's what it's for. Just to find it first. Where is it now? Just going to copy and paste. Here we are. That should do the job. Just give me a second. Get this all out of the way. There you are. If you try to trade as a total beginner, just after going through a couple of lessons without any form of background or practical trading room Zoom sessions, you can have a couple of problems, I think, going forward. Nikki will back me up on that because she's been saying regularly, and we covered quite a lot this morning. So we need to get these areas of contract size, what the spread is, what margin is, volumes, calculators, economic calendar. Those things will covered there. They're vital. You need to join. Part of the learning of the skill. Fantastic, Nikki, because you're getting stuck in there. It's going up, but anyway, so be it. Most guys will be out of that now. Some taking the profit, some have broken even. Let it run or whatever. If you're still in, I don't know, up to you. That's your thinking. Okay. Good stuff, Nikki. I'm happy to hear that. Any other questions, guys? Very important. You've got the chance, go through. You can unmute like Zuzu did. Remember, I'm a loud guy. Don't worry about that. I'm just a loud guy. I'm a big pussy guy. Thanks, Andrew.
Roger, thank you. This was an extremely nice session. Appreciate it. Out with a small profit. Hit stop loss, but it's fine. I need to hang in. I just haven't got your nerves not to put the stop loss in as early.
Okay, yeah, don't worry, because I've got an eye on it. I know where I can click onto it immediately. I've just done it before. It's like changing gear quickly. Don't worry about me. I'm on top of that side. Fantastic. Thanks for there, Farney. Fantastic, Pietro. That's brilliant to hear. Percy, and Monday to Friday, seems somebody's moving on that. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, Percy, someone's on the bloody board, yeah? I do beg your pardon. Monday to Friday. I do beg your pardon. What's a Thursday? You're quite right. Some sort of typo there. Thank you very much, mate. That's what I need. Monday to Friday trading room, not Thursday. Same Zoom, same everything else, timed everything. That's what I need, you guys. Making some of that, point it out. So I didn't know I made a typo there. Thank you.
Sorry, Roger, I missed. Sorry, Roger, just quickly. I do apologize. I had to walk away because I had a phone call that came through. Just quickly, do we stay in the trade or can we go in again or just rather leave it? What do we do?
I'm not against going in again. I see downside in this. I'm going to hold on to it.
Okay, so like we can go in again, and you suggest, well, that is what you think we can do.
I'm happy to go in again. If you take it, I see downside. The DXY is coming off, which means the dollars continue to weaken a bit. I think it's been a profit taking. It might go up to some sort of technical area. I don't know, for coming off. I'm going to hang fire on mine. I do beg your pardon.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still there, Isaiah Martin. Sorry,
Roger. Roger, sorry. One thing. I wanted to get your opinion on the Canadian interest rate decision at 4 p.m. What do you think about that?
I can think anything I like. It come out as expected, or can come out higher or lower. Usually the pound, well, it did the other day, but rarely, but very, very rarely, the euro or the dollar will come out something different on interest rate to what's expected. They'll have a Q&A afterwards and see what they like to do going forward. But because the Eurozone and the American zone economy is so large, they affect the whole world. So they do not like spooking the markets. So as a result of that, it takes an extreme worry or big deal for them to come out an interest rate different to the expected, if you see what I mean. The Canadian, not as big an economy, might do that. Whether they do or not, I haven't the slightest idea. I can give an opinion, I give an idea, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really count for much, and because people then jump on it and then find it's wrong. I'd rather wait till it happens, or not go into a trade before it happens, or if in a trade and you're a little bit worried about it, modify your stop to protect. But I would not try and preempt what you think on that. Too many guys I've seen from experience fallen short on that. I give an example. The ultimate ADP, automatic data processing, comes out just before Thursday. It used to be Wednesday, came off Thursday this time for whatever reason. And that's supposed to be a precursor of the non-farms. That was way above expected. When the non-farms came out, was it above? No, it was below. So don't get cute, wait for the release. As for straddle trade, I don't think the import is often as big as it can be. I don't know. I haven't really done it so much in the Canadian. You can give it you can be a guinea pig and try it, as long as you go in small and see how it can work. But most of them don't often, they can be. It's difficult to call, but I prefer to stick to just these two at the moment. But other guys have tried other ones and come okay. But interest rate decisions are a different ballgame. Remember that, like the US federal rate decision, I don't do one on the US one, because it's not just the interest rate jumping. He immediately, Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, there's a Q&A afterwards, and he starts talking, and that you might get a move down like that, and then get a sudden spike up, or what he says, and a spike down. So be careful interest rate decision releases. That's what I'm saying. Okay, Martin,
Okay.
I do beg your pardon. You got it. Okay, Martin, do beg your pardon. Of course, you're in the NAS, it went the opposite way. A weaker dollar is good for the NAS. A weaker dollar is good for shares, it's good for the Dow, and it's good for gold. A strong dollar is clearly strong for the dollar, and weak for gold, weak for shares. So, of course, my mistake, I do beg your pardon, the NAS would have gone up. So the buy kicked in on the NAS, with a sell kicked on the dollar. Okay, does that make sense? So now there's been the GBP USD. Let's switch over to that. In theory, it should be going the opposite direction. You see, it went up because the pound was the base currency. So I was too busy on this to miss your point. So yeah, your NASDAQ should have gone up. It should have been a nice profit. The buy should have kicked in. You should have cancelled your sell on the NAS, and then you can hopefully ride a bit further. I'll check it now. So I'm with you now. Too busy on other stuff. Yeah, we should be doing just nicely on the NAS. Let's just quickly check it. Came out, it's jumped up. The NAS, yeah, you should have done very well indeed. It's coming off of it now. If you're getting frightened, you can take it, because I don't like 20, 30 pip stops on this. It's too close. The volatility is extreme. It's only 4 minutes. Give an example. This one, in about I do it a 5 minute chart. See what I mean? In the first 5 minutes, this jumped up 100 pips. The currencies don't do that. Well, not don't do that, but it has to take extreme. I've seen it happen. But you get the idea. It's much more volatile. So just bear that in mind. So if you're on the NAS and it works out, it's wider spread, 25 pip above or below, and it can be far more fruitful. I get that. But remember, it's also far more volatile. I don't think you should cut your teeth on it first time shot. But now you're getting the idea, absolutely. So Martin's theory should have really come to the party. It's going up again. I would suggest on this one, if you got in around about these levels, and we got in, get your stop to break even, and maybe move it up until you maybe might even take out a little bit more. You play around with it, just use a bit of common sense and see how it comes about. Well done on that. I hope you did very well. I'll check it out after we closed off here, Martin. Okay. Right, going back to precious, I'm staying in that cell, it's going down, smart money concept. Yep, that's exactly precious, agreed. I think it's kind of reversal, dollar yen, I'm sticking with it for that reason. Question, Nikki, with these big news, doing risk analysis with your account, is it a good idea to add on extra lot side you do? Yeah, quite frankly, yes. But or I'd like to do it the first time. I'm just going completely parrot fashion, I know what's going on, and they're following it parrot fashion. Because this is it's more of an art than a science. But yes, I mean, I often go a little bit bigger on this one myself, yeah. But remember, 0.01 to 0.02 is 100% differential. 0.01 to 0.012, 0.2 micros difference, but it's only 20% difference. Remember your percentages, if you see what I mean. But yeah, let's go back and have a check, because I think we're going to get more upside. I'm going to go in my dollar index, I'll post it for you. It's still looking pretty weak there. Let's see if the dollar yen, is the gold going up a bit? No, it's coming off profit taking. Is the yen coming off a bit yet? Starting to come back off again, so I'll stick with it. Yeah, but within reason. There's no guarantees. Okay, we've had about 7 in the past on the trot, very good. And the guys think, life's to print money. They go in far too big the next time, and that one didn't work out. None of this is guaranteed. If there was, then believe you me, we'd all be mortgaging a house and putting it on it, and then we'd all be sailing off the nearest first-class flight to our dream spot. So always remember, it's not a cut and dry thing, but the higher percentage of likelihood of success on this trades, as people have done before, like Mark, will know. Okay. I'm still experimenting. I'm sticking with it. Yeah. You can see I'm still in. There's a little dotty green line. The bottom line is, looking at everybody, you risk what you can afford to lose. You don't risk what you can't afford to lose. You don't borrow money, borrow your rent money. No. I'll give you an example of what I mean. Pension funds are not allowed to do this because of the risk involved. Do you want your pension money being risked on a derivative, high risk, high return, speculative trading? No, they use it for hedging. More of that, you know, that means explaining the trading. That's the purpose behind it, but they don't do it. So don't come in and say, look, I've just borrowed $5,000. I just spent the rent money on it or something like that to make a quick buck. No, this is money you can afford to lose. If you go with a 200 Rand risk volume and you can't afford to lose 200 Rand, you're overexposed. If you can't afford to lose 100 Rand, you shouldn't be trading. You know what I'm saying? Got to look at it as just got to look at it and think a little bit. Yeah. No problem, Zuzu. Fantastic. Okay, guys. This is not a guaranteed pill for your financial problems. This is a skill like any business. And it has to be learned. The hard yards, the grind comes at the beginning, but it's not like becoming a lot easier than that, trust me. A lot easier. Ask Mark, he's doing okay, Mark. And he failed all his law degrees and he can still do it okay. So a lot easier. Hey, I'm just joking, Mark. I know him well. He's just kidding. Well, might be recovering now, just jumping around. Okay, Petra, glad you had a great day and thank you for support. Yeah, I think it's still to come right. So after he left here, I'll probably stop and I'm going to let this thing run. I see dollar weakness continuing, so we'll see what happens. Okay, no guarantees. That's what I think. Brent's going up now, I suppose. Yeah, we'll do dollar weakness. We might get stopped out on that trade. Not surprising, yeah. The dollar weakness is contributing to the Brent upside. Pity about that. Anyway, that's why you have your volumes correct. Any other questions before we close up? Okay. I haven't had a look yet. Might have missed it. If it was on the WhatsApp, I wouldn't have done because I'm doing this at the moment. What was that? US, Canada. Jumping around. Similar currencies. Another 5 minutes. Similar currencies, guys. So that's probably why. That's why I've never used that one in a straddle trade. They're too similar. That's why it's going nowhere. But I'll try and look now. I've got a quiet moment. In fact, it's come up to 3. Just wrap this up. Anybody have any questions? And I'll send to any questions sent to me on the WhatsApp. Well, I think it's up, but if it's come off a bit, well, I can't help that. I can't dictate the market. Wish I could. Oh, hang on. What's happening here? Hey, nice one. Nice one. There. Hey, that's jumped up. Just give me a bit of stick earlier on. Oh, that's all right. Oh, we're in profit on that. Well, at least that's a bit of good news. Give me some bloody, give me some jip earlier on when it came down here. Ah, good stuff. Thank you, Chantel. Yeah, quite right, precious. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit of good news. Thank you for drawing my attention, Mr. Edwin. I tried to do that. Well, tell my wife that because she dumped me for George Clooney, and I think she's got no taste. Thanks, guys. Cheers. As I say, I'm loud, a bit of banter, strong sense of the ridiculous, extreme strong sense of ridiculous. But I think you see, I do a little bit idea what I'm on about, and I'm on your side. Okay. Cheers, guys. Yes, it will, Precious, if you keep looking. Look, I'm not looking at my trades at all. I've lowered it down. Otherwise, I didn't even know that because look, I know now. You see me buy it. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that now. So I'm not staring it all the time. If you stare at that, you will go insane. Take your volumes, take your position, take the strategy. You can afford if it goes wrong, and profit goes right, and then check it every now and again, but not stare at it, because that's the quickest way to send you around the bloody loony bin. Absolutely. Okay, guys, catch the train on tomorrow and go well till the non-farms, which will be updated on. Oh, just before you go, remember, if you've got 2.5 grand, 2,500 rand, or $150 or more in your account, WhatsApp me. I've given you the number, and I'll update you to my VIP, and then always updates me sent first. Signals are fresh off the press there. It's more benefit. Okay, so if you haven't got it, upload to that amount or better. Simple as that. Okay, guys. If not sure, give me a shout and we'll take more details. I'm going to have to look at some other guys asking questions here. Catch you tomorrow, guys. Cheers, hey. Bye.